Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Inside and Out. Well, we're going to look at WWE's top 50 tag teams of all time. And we're going to go through them. Now, we're not going to talk about each one of them until we get to later on in the list.
Now, let's clarify. We're not the one that compiled this.
No.
This 50, okay, right?
No.
We did not. This was compiled by the official WWE staff.
Yes, this was a part of a series called the 50 Greatest Tag Teams of WWF History, and it was on their Peacock network or maybe just online. I don't know. Somewhere, though, they played this. I did not watch the program, by the way. I just got the list, and it's a very interesting list. And let's start this list, and we'll go ahead and start 50, and we'll just count down 10, and then we'll talk about it and see if we all agree. With number 50, the Bushwhackers. I think the Bushwhackers deserve to be there. Too Cool is 49. The Quebecers, 48, which was Jacques Rougeau and Pierre Lefebvre.
I believe so.
Or Pierre Martin or something like that. The Smoking Guns. Strike Force, the Head Shrinkers. Number 44, Kane and X-Pac. 43, Evolution. 42, Jack. Maybe I don't know who this is. Eminem.
That was John Morrison and Joey Mercury. They were actually a really good tag team.
Number 41, the Nasty Boys. And number 40, Rated RKO. So who was Rated RKO?
That was Randy Orton and Edge.
All right, Rodney, what do you think about those first 50?
Who did you say was 41?
41. Let's go to 41. It is the Nasty Boys.
Okay, now be careful. I was this close to being a third Nasty Boy, so let's be nice. Now wait a minute, I passed that opportunity. Say what you want.
I can just imagine what the other numbers is going to be if you've got the Nasty Boys down at 41.
They should be way lower on this list. Everyone else, I'm all right with, but I don't know.
What we're showing so far is the bottom 10. It shows that they didn't care about tag team wrestling at that time.
All right, number 39, Paul London and Brian Kendrick. All right, Jack, who was DIY?
Oh, that just escaped me right now. I remember the name, but I don't remember who that was.
All right, the world's greatest tag team. Who was this? You know, I've not watched this show in many years, so I don't know who the world's greatest tag
I
team.
want to say that was Kurt Angle's two guys.
Sheldon Benjamin and the other guy. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I should know it because I just saw him the other day.
36, Money Inc. IRS and the $1 Million Man. If I can get that out, $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. Number 35, Jericho, which I guess is Jericho and the Big Show. Number 34, the Natural Disasters. Number 33, the Street Profits.
Well,
go ahead.
If you're going to have them on there, at least they're higher up.
Did they ever tag? Go ahead.
Listen, now, this is where I have a problem with this. Who did a list of the top tag teams in the world and put the Briscoe brothers at number 32?
Wow.
32, the Briscoe brothers. They should be way down the list. Now, I understand they didn't wrestle a lot as a tag team in the WWF, but come on now, folks. All right, 31. Harper and Rowan. They were in that one there.
I like both those guys, but I wouldn't have put them on my top.
Number 30, Owen Hart and the British Bulldog. They deserve to be there.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Rodney, your thoughts on the next 10 on this list?
I say is who?
So you really didn't know any of these people on this list, basically, except for the Briscoe brothers.
Well, the Briscoes. Well, I knew the other ones, but I mean these are not legitimate top tier tag teams. None of them are so far. I mean, they're not legitimate. The British Bulldogs are, but the Owen Hart and Bulldog was really not a top tier team. They were just, excuse me, they were right after putting the ring up.
Jack, your thoughts on these?
I have to agree with Rodney. This list is so far showing us that WWE does not grasp the importance of actual tag team wrestling.
They do not. You're exactly right about that.
All right, here we go. Number 29, Miz and Morrison.
Go ahead.
Number 28, The Bar. Who's The Bar?
That was Cesaro and Sheamus.
Okay.
And I thought they were a pretty good tag team.
Team Hell No. Who's that?
I believe that's Kane and Daniel Bryan.
I'm all right with that. Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik, number 26.
I liked them as a tag team.
They got some heat. There's no doubt.
Yep.
Los Guerreros. Is that what you say? How you say that name? Is that Hector and Chavo?
Yes. No, it wasn't Hector. It was what's the nephew?
Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Yes.
Okay. Number 24, the APA. I gotta give the APA. That was Ron Simmons and
I honestly would have had those guys farther way on down on that list.
Yes.
Yeah, they should. Well, wait till we get to number 1, folks.
Yeah, it's gonna be
your heads are going to spin, and you're going to be very upset. You're going to be very upset if you are an old school wrestling fan. You're going to ask yourself, "What in the world were they thinking?" All right, now, so where are we at? Number 23, the Blackjacks.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, Mulligan and Lanza, sure. Is that the Blackjacks? Mulligan and Lanza?
I don't believe so. I believe the Blackjacks
they were there.
About is Bradshaw and Barry Windham.
Well, they had the potential to be a great tag team, but they lasted, 2 weeks?
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe. I mean, it was hardly any time at all. Seriously, maybe
at this
maybe
point,
a month or two.
For names.
Yeah.
At that point, they were just looking for a name to put in the 50.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't come up with some.
Because they weren't wrestling fans. That's the problem. Number 22, The Shield. Number 21, Degeneration X. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Number 20 is the Undisputed ERA. Is that our era? I guess it's era, ain't it?
Undisputed Era.
Who's the Undisputed Era?
That's the NXT group. Cole and their names are just slipping. They were actually pretty good, and they were pretty heavy in NXT for a couple of years.
Adam Cole
broke them up.
Love him. Tremendous wrestler, old school thought processing. Loved watching Adam Cole. Rodney, these 10 that we just went through.
When Jack is having difficulty remembering their names, that tells you all you need to know.
Hey, I have trouble with your name, Bob.
Well, thank you. I'm just, but Jack, what I'm saying is, it's across the board. The generic bums are now on the list. Okay, there's nobody of any notoriety whatsoever. Continue.
Do they not remember? I mean, maybe they're on this list. I've not read all the way through this list. The Samoans. Do they not remember the Moondogs? Do they not remember Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson? Maybe.
Well, I'm sure if they're not on this list is illegitimate, and we'll have to.
Well,
we'll be protesting in front of.
How about the conquistadors? Where are them guys at? They're much better than most of these people on this thing is. So let's go back. Let's go back and look at this. The Soul Patrol. Who's the Soul Patrol?
I don't remember the Soul Patrol.
Would that have been Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas? Was they called the Soul Patrol?
Maybe.
Surely they would put their names out to the side, not just put. Surely not.
Number 18.
Well, scan through there. If Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas is not on there,
that must be them. That must be them.
Okay. Well, all right.
Mr. Fuji and Toru Tanaka, number 18.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 17, the Steiner Brothers. I'll go for that.
Yep.
Number 16, the Rock and Sock Connection. You would think they would have put their names over to the side over here, but maybe they did actually. This where I'm getting this list with. There they are. Number 15, the Wild Samoans.
There you go.
Number 14, the Rockers. I believe the Rockers need to be way down on that list. Way down there. Number 13, the Mega Powers, which was that Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan?
It was.
Yes.
Number 12, Rodney, here they are, the Valiant Brothers. Number 11, Demolition. Number 10, the British Bulldogs.
No, definitely.
Yes. I kind of grasped that a little bit more, but still, we're the Moondogs. I mean, where are they at? They're not even on the list. Big-time wrestlers, big-time tag team, and the WWL for many years. And even Missy understands that the Moondog should have been on there. She even heard Moondogs, and she was ready for them to be a part of the Moondogs. All right, Rodney, what do you think? There are pretty good people on this part of the list. What do y'all think?
Sure. Again, these is obvious someone that never saw them. I had no idea. Just come up with a name, but the Valiants should never be in where they put them at. They should be much higher on the list. Continue.
The Fargos should really be on that list. They sold out Madison Square Garden many times.
Who's
Jackie
this?
And Jackie, the Fargos.
Oh yeah. Well, they probably that's way too far. You went too far now. They
just remember they think Jeff Jarrett invented the Fargo strut up there.
Jack, what do you think? These people.
There were some great tag teams named in there. I mean, honestly, I'd have to put those Samoans at least number 2 myself.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Because they drew a lot of money, and probably without a shadow of a doubt, next to the Valiants, probably the biggest draw they had.
Yep. They
were in the big show at Shea Stadium against I think it was Bob Backlund and Pedro Morales. Continue.
And we're going to go through some of the insiders have got some names as well. We'll look at who they have. But now, drum roll number 9, the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and the Undertaker. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I'm okay. I just didn't think they really tagged that much, but I'm not the intern making the list. So.
Rodney, what do you think about the Brothers of Destruction?
Again, they really wasn't the headlining tag team, as like we talked about with the Samoans, with Fuji and Saito. Well, it was actually Fuji and Saito. Of course, they talk about Toru Tanaka, but Fuji and Saito and the Valiants were all headliners, whereas Kane and the Undertaker were not headliners as tag team.
The New Age Outlaws.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really good with that.
The Usos, number 7.
No.
Yeah, I don't believe they should be there. Be honest with you, the Samoans should be where the Usos are.
Exactly right.
The Legion of Doom, number 6.
Yes. Okay.
Number 5, the Dudley Boys.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, fine.
right
Yeah,
with
they
it.
were great.
Yeah.
They were a complete unique team for sure. And I mean, even all the way back to ECW, that whole Dudley thing was awesome.
Yep. I agree.
Great stuff.
Edge and Christian, number 4.
I definitely put them in the top 10.
Number 3, the Hart Foundation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Number 2, the Hardy Boys.
Okay.
And number 1,
Mm-hmm.
this is what's going to blow your mind. They
Go
have
ahead.
had this group tag team has held many tag team championships throughout the world, especially the WWF.
Only the WWF.
The ratings have just blew off the roof while they.
I'm sorry, they forgot the down part, didn't they?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
The New Day, number 1 of all time, WWE.
Now, to be fair, I don't dislike them. I would have I would have given them the number 50 spot. I could have done that and been able to live with it. Number 1, no, there's absolutely no way they're better than any other team mentioned.
As you know, how I hate to be this way. As you know. But I want to ask you, and every one of the insiders, could any of the New Day stand up against Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard?
No.
Not any day. They were the brain busters, people. To have it, they didn't even put the brain busters in there. Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard. This is an insult. This is an insult right here.
There was a lot of tag teams that was in the WWF that did not, even the WWF that did not make this list. It is, I mean, the Powers of Pain was a whole lot better than some of these people that were on this list.
You know, the Usos, I'm sure they could be better, but they have put this, they have reduced them to mere stooges for Roman Reigns to the point where they're irrelevant to the show. It's just totally degrading now what they're doing to them, and then all to put Roman Reigns over. You know, it's just and Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Ole all knew that too. They did the same thing with Flair, all to keep Flair over, where all of them could stand on their own easily. But yeah, they're just unbelievable.
Michael Barr, one of our insiders, said, "Was it Smash and Acts of Demolition?" Yes, it was.
Yes.
And then they just watered it down with the Billy Bob and Timmy and Jimmy. And
Crash. It was Crash, wasn't it?
Crash, yeah.
Just kept on doing it until there's just that. Dan Lang said Tarzan and Crazy Luke should be in there. The Grahams themselves should be in that list.
I agree with that.
The Grahams did not even make the list, and they should have made the list.
Yeah.
And Luke, well, he liked all the Grahams. Vince did.
Yeah, I think he loved Jerry Graham. I think he rolled around with them, and they didn't even make the list. And I'm thinking Vince had nothing to do with this list. Nothing whatsoever. Because the Grahams would have made the list.
And the fact of the matter is, they're not going to include the real people, the real teams, because again, to the demographic that they're currently gearing the show to, 18 to whatever. So
I am sure that he would have been happy with only tag teams from the last 10 years being mentioned, because it's just, they don't aim anything at an older demographic anymore.
And again, and I think was it Bully Ray or whatever was asking Tony Khan, what about tag teams? I can tell you what his answer was. Vince is not doing it. I'm not doing it either. It's sad that they've allowed the tag team wrestling to go down like they have, and it's just another comedy group, basically.
Rick Brooks said, I would say the Kangaroos and the Grahams brothers on the list. No,
yes,
Kangaroos didn't even make the list.
I'm really surprised that Heavy Machinery didn't make it.
Richard, yes, the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart,
Sure.
Jimmy Anvil Neidhart did make it. They did make the list, and they should. Michael Barr said Kane and who? And the Undertakers, the Brothers of Destruction.
Kane was in there, what, 3 times, 3 different partners? Undertaker, Daniel Bryan, and X-Pac.
Yeah. Johnny, how you say that name?
Gargano, yeah.
And
Tommaso Ciampa
was DIY. Why would they make the list?
Now, well, I tell you, if you watched NXT, they were fantastic as a tag team. I will give them that. I think they do earn a spot on that top 50. You know, maybe they should have been 51 because you're not honoring the real tag teams of the past with this list. But they definitely belong in at least the top 100. I loved watching them.
Michael Barr, by the way, said, "I am the Bar." Thank you. Brian Young, one of the authors of The Wrestler's Wrestler. He said, "Jack, our chapter on the Tag Masters was a much better list. Tell the world."
Amen. Go buy that book, The Wrestler's Wrestler, available on Amazon right now.
Exactly. Get that book. They actually did the history of professional wrestling and and didn't just ask somebody, well, who was a tag team here? So I can write them down.
Who do we need to have number 1 so it makes us look relevant?
Richard Hood, Road Warriors did make the list, but they were the Legion of Doom. You know, but at the time, but the Road Warriors did make the list. But APA were great wrestlers, but in the wrong rating. I think I would agree with that. Richard Hood said, "Brent, I think that was the second version of the Blackjacks. I believe it was too. I do not believe it was Blackjack Mulligan and Blackjack Lanza, but I'm not for sure they ever wrestled in WWF, did they?"
I was trying to think. I think they both did, but not as a tag team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I could be wrong about that, but I just don't seem to remember seeing that.
Now, Dan Lang said that Lanza and Mulligan were WWF Tag Team Champions.
Were they? I don't remember that.
I don't either.
I was thinking.
But we will err on the side of Dan because he's smarter than me.
Yes, I'm almost sure they were too. Dan, who was the manager with them? Do you remember?
I don't think it was. I think it was the Grand Wizard, wasn't it? Yeah, I know Mulligan went there and was managed by the Grand Wizard.
It's possible it was the Grand Wizard.
Super Pro was Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson. I don't think they liked each other at all.
Yeah,
Rocky Johnson, Tony Atlas.
It's awesome though. I mean, when they won belts, I mean that place went crazy.
Rodney, make a call to Vince McMahon and make a complaint.
Yes, I'll send him my award. I got it here somewhere.
Richard Hood. So no, that was Thunderbolt Patterson and Ernie Ladd. I believe they were, but I don't know if did Thunderbolt ever wrestle in the WWF?
I can't
Ernie
remember.
Ladd did.
I know. Yeah, Ernie Ladd was big time,
but I'm not for sure Thunderbolt Patterson ever did. He may have, but if it was way in the 60s. Charles, save the list in case of another toilet paper shortage.
I just can't believe they would put New Day over the Valiants. That makes no sense whatsoever. Or the Samoans. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Oh, really? The Heart Foundation for that?
Heart Foundation.
Or the Rockers. Sure. Makes no sense. I think the New Midnight Express might have been able to be in front of the.
Okay, well, let's not do that.
I'd have been better with the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah.
This is true. Michael Barr said the rating system or whoever made up these 50 is not right. I think you're right.
Not left either.
Vance has given numerous interviews stating that Eddie and Jerry Brown were his favorites of youngsters, but they didn't make the list. So that meant that they didn't ask Vince. It was just something they did on this program, which Vince doesn't have time to go through all that stuff. Michael Barr said, "No way, New Day stand up to any old school tag teams." Tony Garea and Rick Martel, yes,
didn't
make the list. Or Did Strike Force even make the list? Tito
Yeah, they
Santana?
did. They did.
He made the
Yes,
list.
they did. They did.
38, 39, somewhere up there.
But I'm going to tell you, Rick Martel and Tom Zink were a better tag team than any of them, and Tom Zink got mad because he wasn't being paid the same money Rick Martel was being paid. And I'm thinking, well, you're not Rick Martel. You're not Rick Martel. He got more money than you. He'd been wrestling a whole lot longer. What about all the teams that Captain Lou Albano? Well, you're talking about the Moondogs. He had
The
so
Samoans, the Valiants, the Executioners. I mean, what was it? I believe 16 World Tag Team Champions.
I believe that is right. 16. Yeah.
Brian said that, and he's true. He said even Valentine and Beefcake were better than most of the
yes,
others.
they were. Agree. I was about to say, and I have to control myself tonight because but Dick Murdoch and Adrian Adonis was a great team too.
Yep.
Yes,
I mean, they were an awesome tag team.
What about the Killer Bees?
Yeah, we no.
I think he was throwing a red herring out there.
Who were the Acolytes? I don't know. Who were the Acolytes, Jack?
APA.
That was
Simmons.
Yeah, and they shortened it to the Acolyte Protection Agency, or APA.
Brian had another one. Barry Wendell, Mike Rotunda, the Real Americans.
That's right.
Which actually came out with the music that Hulk Hogan would come out with first.
Yep.
I'm with you on that, Brian. But we won't say what you said at the end of that.
Well, he knows what that is. That's just letters put together. IRS, and that all goes together with IRS.
Wendell and Rotundo. Well, we thought we'd go over this 50 top WWE.
Top 50.
The top 50 of all time.
Is the top, when they put it, is it in quotation marks?
Oh, by the way, this does say the WWE's, and it does say the WWE's 50 greatest tag teams of all time.
I would just put tag teams greatest. Yeah, that's stretching it a little.
Well, folks, if you enjoyed this video, give us the big thumbs up. Don't thumbs up the 50 top list. Go one step further, hit that notification bell, share the video. You've got to share this with people because I'm telling you, they're not going to believe it. They're not going to believe this list. And watch the video that's down below. We talk all about professional wrestling. Some things you may or may not like, but we have fun in the process of doing it. 50 greatest tag teams of all time. We'll see you in the next video. Right here on Pro Wrestling.
I can't believe they called it greatest.
Pro Wrestling Inside Now. We'll see you later.